Josh was very funny. As a matter of fact, that's how we met, is on a prank phone call, because he was so funny. His fraternity brothers put him up to it, and they said, why don't you give this girl Whitney a call and prank phone call her? Yeah, that's one of the qualities about him that I loved best. He was a ready, fire, aim kind of guy. He started to feel bad, and he had had some tests run in the fall that were coming back questionably. Like his bilirubin had increased, and he was going to his primary care physician, and we had gotten the call from Josh's doctor that his blood work that they had retested revealed that his bilirubin was at a place where they felt like we needed to go to the emergency room. And so on February 6th, that's exactly what we did. The next morning, the emergency room doctor came in and said, truly without warning, we think what we see on this is indicative of cholangiocarcinoma. It's a rare and aggressive cancer of the bile ducts, and that it's an uphill climb. And Josh, he was ready. He was ready and truly wanted to defy the odds. And if it was an uphill climb, we both said, well, then we better get walking. Josh and I began every day in the Word of God. We began every day in prayer. We ended every day in the Word of God. We ended every day in prayer. And all I know to say is God supernaturally strengthened me. He gave me every single day the strength that I need. I think one of Josh's initial emotions was fear. But he said the only two fears that he had was that we wouldn't get to grow old together, and our adopted son would be fatherless again. To which I said, he's never been fatherless. And I hate that those two fears were realized. And now all the dads are standing in the gap and being a dad to my son. And I'm forever grateful. I've got a community that I can call on, but I was painfully aware that most people do not. The American Cancer Society provides that support where people don't think they have it, but it's there. It is there for them. What if somebody didn't have this kind of support? They would be lost, and it would directly affect their loved one's care. And that's why it's so important. He gave himself away. He never lived for himself. He lived for his family. He lived for his friends. The people in his organization to, yes, see them come into the fullness of who they were and are. As long as Josh had breath in his lungs, he lived his life with purpose. And I think that that's what kept us going. We just kept saying to each other, let's keep walking. And that's what we did until he didn't have to anymore. But I'll tell you this, He was a runner. He ran into Jesus' arms.